everybody. Pottinger Paul, as he's now been dubbed,
Thanks, Art, yeah.
is not loving life.
Been in worse situations, to be honest.
We got the Claas 650. At this stage, we'd done very little with it. At the HQ here, there was a couple of fields that Gareth wanted a bit of whole crop in. One of them just happened to be this particular hill. Now, it's very hard on camera to make a hill look like a hill, but this is a fairly steep wee hill, and we know nothing would plough all the way across it. So we've started at the far side of the Claas. We've got a plough from Pottinger, and we're coming along just to see how far the Claas can do. And I suppose it's the hill that we did have in Rain and Grain DVD, and we struggled on it. We've seen a few tractors coming off the hill, not making it up with trailers. It's also the one that the 315 managed to climb all the way up that steep bank there.
That's impressive, yeah.
So it was.
That is impressive.
So that's where we're at. Paul, what plough have you brought us?
Yeah, Servo 45M. So
what's that mean?
Yeah, well, it's one of our heavier ploughs, to be honest. Most of the people who would be buying this plough are ploughing deep with big tractors for vegetables and so forth. So we'd have customers this plough on tractors well over 300 horsepower.
Huh?
Yeah, for sure. You know, they're ploughing 13 inches and so for different root crops and vegetables. So
I can assure you, you're not getting 13 inches here.
No, but this is reality. Like, we have to show reality. We've places where there's 1 inch, and we've places where there's 7 or 8 inches of clay. Like, and you know, we have some nice features on the plough that's helping that situation. You know,
I think naturally that tractor, the 650, so she's a 6.8 litre Deere engine, and she's Claas's own infinitely variable transmission, and then I suppose she's at the Gima back end. So really and truly, it should be a good, strong combination. First thing you do in these situations is we've got a weight block on the front. We've got the plough hooked up, and she starts moving it about, and she can control the plough, no problem.
Yeah, I agree. And like I guess when you go to ploughing, you look the first thing, you know, your hitch controls and how convenient they are. And then on this plough, we have everything controlled hydraulically. So, you know, we've vary width, we have our front furrow, and we have a hydraulic depth wheel. And the hydraulic depth wheel is a gift on this undulating ground, you know, that you can let it up and down as you find clay. So all that needs a nice control that it comes to hand. And yeah, we seem to get on well from the get-go when you started there this morning.
The setup from the tractor point of view was actually very easy. I have to give the tractor that Cebus, Cebus controller screen and all. It's pretty user friendly.
Yeah, it is, and you've plenty of presets for forward speeds and stuff.
Just one little thing. I've been so used now, I suppose, with the 315 and the 250R that when you go into reverse, you're still pushing forward to go faster and not pulling back to go faster, and it's just a little bit of a confusion. Well, she's still walking up the hill.
For sure, and look, the plough it's over 2 tons of a plough, and you have that leverage so far out the back because there's an interbody spacing of 102 centimetres, so it's quite a long plough as well, which allows for a lot of trash and stuff to get through the boards, you know. But so.
And to be honest, the tractor wouldn't be on my favourite choice of tyres now.
Yeah, because that's to speak about as well. It is quite loose on top here. It's not like real hard stubble grounds. It's clay on top as well, so it's very easy to lose that traction quite fast.
It is quite greasy ground, I suppose. Look, over the years, this is lea ground, so it's kind of grass. It hasn't been ploughed in donkey's years.
Yeah.
What about our driver? We
picked him up on the way, huh?
The plough was on demo.
Yes, in County Kilkenny with a great customer of ours, Patsy Fogarty. And Eddie has used it for the last number of days before we came up, and he's on school holidays, and he asked could he come for the spin, and I said yeah, of course. And it's turned out a blessing in disguise for you and me because we're able to stand here and be farmers on the ditch.
3 runs, three runs. I said that's enough of that, right, son?
Yeah.
But then he runs a Claas. He has a 640 Claas tractor. He's been running that plough on a Valtra.
Yes, yeah.
And a few fence, and he has just jumped on there, and he's realising that when he gets home now, he'll be saying, Dad, our land's not so bad after all.
Exactly. You know, but it was great because I can see him using all the features, the depth wheel, the hydraulic depth wheel, he's constantly using it, and the linkage, and yeah, he is a good driver, to be fair, for a young boy.
Then it's in his blood too.
Yes, yes, it's a tradition there. But
So what are your favourite features of this plough?
well, I think
If you're selling this plough, now we would probably need a 4 here, but
yeah, yeah. Look, I suppose it all depends what you're doing, but definitely the setup is nice with the Servo-matic. So it means it's a parallelogram system. So if you're adjusting, say, your vary width, your front furrow width will always stay the same. So it's all linked together in a parallel system. And then there's an alignment cylinder. So turning it over is what I really like too. There's one cylinder that goes full stroke to make the plough narrow, and it's only hinging on that one point. The plough turns over, and then that one cylinder comes all the way back in. So there's no memory cylinder. Not every body is moving on the plough when you're turning over, so you have a lot of less moving parts to turn over the plough. It's nice and simple. That's a nice feature. Another really nice feature is the depth wheel. It's beam mounted, so it's not at the very back of the plough as maybe you'll see in some of the later shots, and that allows you to have the furrow, the ending furrow in by the ditch, or it's the widest part of the plough, let's say, that it's not your wheel. It's hydraulically controlled, like we said, so you can really, you know, if you don't want to leave a big furrow at the end, or you can do a lot of different things when you get a feeling.
You can't see it because you can tuck it up nice for like the road mode. So
exactly.
even when you're turning it over, you can see the wheel coming up that little bit before she.
Yeah.
Now, see, in this part of the, this, I suppose, would have been used with ploughs in this part of the world and sort of lee ground and that. Nearly always running full sets of discs, but you sort of turned around to me and you says, Gareth, that's not actually that common anymore.
No, it's not. And look, I'd say 1 out of 10. You know, it's adding weight, and maybe stony ground people were struggling with them, but to be honest, farmers now, they're grazing it down, they're using Roundup, so you can see like there's not a huge big mat of grass to cover. So normally, you know, the right skimmers is the most important choice, you know, and after that, but yeah, we would still sell 1 in 10 maybe with this, so they are available.
And your mould boards, because when we were at the factory, there was big talk about the type of mould boards. They were treated with carbon, or whatever. What's all in?
Yeah, look, they are hardened steel and they are all forged. Pottinger has a long tradition of plough making, even though it's probably not that well known in Ireland until now.
Oh, he's getting her. Oh, he's away again.
Yeah. And they've carried on that tradition now, yeah. So they make everything on the plough, all the mould boards. That's a 46W. It has a nice crumbling effect. You can see even in really shallow conditions, it's turning over the sod fully. And what it's really nice for when you have big tyres like 710s, she leaves a nice wide furrow to get 710s in if you're using big tractors.
But that was the first thing yesterday. You realised, because we went and set the plough up in another field, the first thing we had to do here was lift that plough up out of the ground. You're probably ploughing as shallow as you'd ever wanted to plough.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there was lots of stones and gravel, and we just have to stay above that.
And we don't really want to be out lifting them all up.
No,
either,
no.
you know,
Look, you need to turn over a bit of clay and to get the seeds growing in clay again, not in stones. So,
I suppose in Ireland, you think of a plough, you think of Caverland or Keverland or whatever way you want to pronounce it. Yeah. And I suppose that the breakaway system that most of us know and love is the 4 wee balls, but you're operating a pressure system.
Yeah, and you can set it. You set it via hydraulic, and it's a bar setting, so you set the bar. So depending on your land, what you're doing, some heavy land you need maybe more pressure because it's releasing because of the ground is stiff, or maybe this type of land we're running 90 bar just to relieve the big stones in the ground. But it works independently on each furrow. And as it's being triggered, the pressure releases, so it leaves the stone where it is. Once it comes over the stone, when it's coming back in, the pressure is coming on gradually back to your 90 bar. So it's not like a big spring up and down, it's a smooth effect to leave the stone where it is. You can see the stone release working there, and yeah.
So have you sold many ploughs?
Yeah, look, at different dealers have different aspects and they like to push different things, you know, and in North County Dublin, for example, which is a big vegetable area for the whole of Ireland, feeding, I guess, the Dublin city. Yeah, we would have a dealer there, Quail Machinery, and they would be selling predominantly the most of our ploughs. So it is into the vegetable men predominantly right now. Everyone else seems to want to... Oh, yeah. Watch, he'll get traction now. Watch, he'll take off. He'll give her a little bit of a lift. And
but people don't understand the steep that is.
No. Like he's looking at the heavens there now, and he's looking out.
But like we will have to plough a bit of it one way.
You know, like I've seen a bit of a trend away from that. Like a lot of people now will come in here maybe with a disc. They'd wait a little bit longer, maybe another few days to let the roundup work a little longer, and maybe disc that a few times, you know, because maybe they don't have the soil, or it can be an easier process. And it's the same with establishing corn. Like we see it more and more, less ploughing. People want to get out of it. It's time consuming and yeah, expensive process, but sometimes you have to, of course.
It's nice to turn the land over.
For sure, and I think everyone likes to do it, you know.
The farmer, Randall, was up, and Randall was saying that never been a plough in this land in all his days that's been able to run clean.
There you go. Well, sure, there's the proof is in the pudding, huh?
He says, and I think young Ed's the same. I think where he's used working all day and night with a plough, not always running clean, but it's a different type of soil up here.
Yeah, but it's reality, isn't it? And the plough has to work everywhere, you know. Like it would be easy to go to a nice clean stubble field and go up and down, but that might be boring too.